Patrani. So today the concept which we want to discuss is something related to email automation. So we would like to see how we can read some emails, how we can download some attachments from the email, as well how we can just send some mails. So these were the concepts we want to cover today. Okay. Yes, somebody asking something. Yeah, fine. So we would also have a recap of the previous session, what we have discussed. We have seen how we can connect with the database. Especially we have seen how we can establish a connection from UiPath with the SQL Server. And we also see how we can export the data from a database to an Excel and also import the data from a database, import a data from an Excel file to a database table. And we have also seen what's basic difference between a run query and a run command. And we have seen how to just go with insert, update, and delete commands, right? So these were the concepts we have discovered yesterday. And today, as we are saying, we are gonna see something that was related to email automation, right? Um, yeah. So today we would like to see something that was related to Gmail. So we would like to do some automation on Gmail application, since Outlook and all will have some restrictions in terms of uh, installing it on our systems, personal systems and all. So let's jump into the concepts. Hope my screen is visible as well as my voice is audible, right?
Yes, I can.
That's it. Thank you. Pradeep was there in the call.
Yes, I am here.
Thanks for joining, Pradeep. Yes, Lalita, you were asking something. You want any queries? You have any queries? Okay, fine. Right. Let me open one of the mails. So let me just try to open the email box. Okay. So this is something where I would like to read some data from this particular email. Okay. So before doing that, when you are trying to install, when you're trying to interact with some email-based applications, so we need to make sure that we need to do some prerequisite configurations from our end. So first configuration is so click on account, right? And here I'm trying to search for something called app passwords. Okay, it will be there based on the security. So we need to provide a password. So just create the app passwords. Right? So here I'm just trying to create some application password. It can be of any name. I'm just trying to say like hyper automation. Okay, underscore AI. So I would like to just hit on create. So where it will try to provide me some password, right? So this is a password which will help me to log in or interact with some Gmail-based application. Instead of providing my actual password, I can utilize this particular password to just interact with this Gmail-based application. Okay. So this is one sort of setting you need to provide. And another setting is you need to just click on settings. And we would like to go with see all settings. And here we have an icon called forwarding and pop or IMAP. So we need to make sure that we have enabled IMAP. So this is what we required. So we need to make sure that we are trying to enable the IMAP for us, right? So that is the second setting you need to provide, right? So when we are interacting with POP or SMTP or IMAP, we need to have some details which we would like to see, right? Right. So these were the two settings you need to make sure you are enabling. So first, you need to click on account, and you need to create an app password. That is one thing. And secondly, you need to click on settings, and you need to just click on all settings and where you are trying to enable the IMAP. So these were the two settings which will help us to interact your path with our particular email. Okay. So that is one thing. So let me just keep this password handy for me. Okay. So I'm just closing these two things. So we are basically on the email part. Okay. Right. So now let me open basically your Path Studio. So what are the scenarios we are gonna cover here? So we are gonna see how we can get the email messages, nothing but reading the emails and also downloading emails. And we would like to see how we can send some emails. Okay. So these are the three things we would like to see. And so what sort of applications we can automate? We can automate Gmail, we can automate Outlook, we can automate Exchange. Okay. So each application have um, a different set of activities aligned in your path. Okay. And we have a protocols, email protocols, which we would like to say it as IMAP, SMTP, or POP3. Right? So these were the three protocols which is basically utilized in the background of all these applications, right? So what is this IMAP? It's called a simple message transfer protocol. So which would like to send the emails. Okay. So I just forgot the definition for IMAP. IMAP refers to Internet Message Access Protocol. So we are trying to get internet message access protocol to basically receive the minutes. Okay. So this is POP3 also, like post office protocol. Can also help us to receive to send the mails basically. Okay. So these are three protocols which were utilized in the background of getting the emails, it might be Gmail, Outlook, or Exchange, right? So when we are trying to utilize these protocols, so we need to have the server details as well as the port number.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
POP3 is also used to receive the emails, right?
I assume it is for sending, but let's see.
In
Port three.
documentation, I read like that. That's why I
Okay.
asked. Mm.
It's for- Okay, it's for retrieving the mails. Yeah. Thanks for correcting.
Thank you.
The pop 3 is also for retrieving mails. Okay. So we require basically these were the two details which will help us to connect with basically our particular server. It might be Gmail or else it might be Outlook or it might be Exchange. So which will help us to basically connect with the server and get the actions required for us. Okay. So we required this particular IMAP and SMTP protocol details, right? So SMTP and IMAP server and port numbers for Gmail. So basically, I'm trying to today interact with Gmail. So if it is like in your organization also, you can also get this particular details. It's if it is Gmail, these were the details we can utilize. But if it is something with your domain at the rate hyperautomation.ai.com or else at the rate xyz.com or at the rate tcs.com. So those details of the server can be achieved through your particular organization. So IT team will help you to get these details. So fine. So these were the port numbers we required basically under our address. So which would like to directly interact with that particular mails for sending or receiving. So for SMTP, these were the details, and for IMAP, these were the details. Right. Right. So now let's jump into UiPath to basically get our particular project done for us. So I'd like to create a new flowchart. Okay. So we would like to see if the project dependencies for the mail is installed. Yes, it was installed. By default, we can get this Excel mail system testing or your automation activities. If still something you want to interact and it's not available, you can just click on manage packages, all packages, search for the particular package and you can install those things. Okay. So those are the things we need to keep in mind. So now I'm trying to basically search for get mail messages. IMAP mail messages is the activity. So if I search for mail, you can see a lot of activities. So which is related to let's say IBM notes, Exchange. You have lots of activities for the Google Workspace. You have a lot of activities for Microsoft 365. So more or less it will be the same. The thing is that it should be installed in your system, which will help us interact with these particular applications in a smoother way. Okay. So now let's try to utilize get time mapping messages. So which will help me to receive the mails. So for that, I need to provide some properties, right? So it was asking me for the port number. So we have the port as well as server details. So what are the port number? We have 993 and it's imap.gmail.com. So port number is the number. Uh, so it is 993 in case of Gmail. And the server details here is basically imap.gmail.com. Okay. So the email which I want to go is automation x gmail.com. So instead of providing the password directly, I have created some app password, right? So which I would like to read. How it lies. So this is the app password. And after getting this, we have provided the user ID password, and we are saying that we want to read it from the inbox with the port number 993 and the server details imf.gmail.com. So we are trying to say that just read not even 100 messages. I want to just read the initial top 10 mails. Okay. And after reading the data, store the value in a variable called uh, mail messages. So list underscore mail messages is the variable I would like to create. So if you go and see the variable properties, it will basically say it's a list mail message. Okay. Yeah. So it is basically we are trying to provide the user ID, password, port, all the details. We are storing the data of the mail message in the list mail messages. So once you receive the data, it might be like 10 mails, 20 mails. So, but here I'm trying to read the data of 10 mails, right? So we would like to go with the for each to just iterate through all these particular mails. Okay. So in order to iterate to this particular mails, I just need to provide the list of items. So what is the list of items? So basically it is list underscore mail messages, right? So we can see here the for each properties, we are writing through system dot net mail dot mail messages. So the property of this particular for each will be automatically updated. Earlier we used to provide the particular argument type. So whether it's system dot mail message or as a generalist message or as an array type. So we have now the flexibility to automatically update the argument type. Fine. So once we are trying to loop, we need to get some data, right? So I'm trying to get the data in the message box. So basically what I want to do is I want to get only the subject of the particular mails I want to go with. Okay. So we have current mail message dot. So the dot will provide you what sort of functions you can apply on this particular current mail message. So here I would like to get some data in terms of the subject, only the subject of the top 10 emails. Okay. So this is my criteria to go with. Basically, you can also get the body also. So let's see how we can get the body also. So once we run on the initial part. So we have three messages from the Google for the security alert because I've created the app passwords and all. So there is a message from Hyperautomation-ai. So these three messages, okay. So we have something called test as a subject. So we have the security alert, and we have a message from UiPath for stating that we have winners from the recent challenge we have. So last chance for you makeover 5 6 to unlock, because we can also have the promotional data also here. Okay. Or else we have the social data which will also come into picture for us. So it will try to just read navigating the digital workforce. So we have data here in terms of hyperautomation AI. So we have some sort of data which was coming in terms of what I can say, the subjects. So this is the subject basically. If I just open this particular mail, so this is a subject basically. So new event published Toronto, your test automation using your test suit series, right? So this is basically like from the top 10 emails, I'm trying to get the subject, right? So let's say I want to get the body basically. I want to see what is there in the email. Okay. So we can go with dot body. Okay. So where we can read the data from the particular body also. So let's say I would like to open one email to see what is the data we have here in the hyper automation mail. So it says like, hi, greetings of the day. Please find the attachment. Regards, Kiran. Right. And this is the attachment we have basically. Right? So what I would like to say is we would like to see the body also. So sometimes we would like to have the data in the body, right? So you might have some data like invoice number, or else like somebody might send some useful data for updating their address and all. So we can also extract the data, because once you extract the data, it is basically a new string variable and you can apply some operations. So it purely depends whether you are trying to read some data or else like how you're going to do that. See, so there's the email I just received, right, in terms of the hyperpropagation. So this is this content I'm trying to get. So this is the same content I'm trying to receive from the body. Right? It purely depends on how you are trying to read the data or see in terms of achieving the data and all. Okay. There is some extension issues and let's see what we can do. Right. So this is how you can just read the data. So now let's say my intention was to download the attachments, okay, from the particular email. And all. So before downloading the particular attachments, we need to understand whether the particular uh, mail is having the attachments or not. Okay, so how we can find that? So we can have something called current mail message dot attachments dot any. Okay, so this is the function which will help us to see whether we have an attachment in a mail or not. If it is having, we will get a message. I'm like, we will try to get a message box as like true. If it is not, we would like to get a message box as like false. Outcome as like false. True is something where you have an attachment. So false is something where you don't have the attachments. Okay. So we would like to just see first of all whether we have the attachments or not. So then we would like to download the attachments. So let's see for the first initial 10 mails how many attachments we have basically here in our email and all. So we have the attachment for the second mail, but we don't see any attachments for all the initial 10 mails what we have in the inbox. Right. The first message should be false. For the second message, yes, you have some attachment and it says as true. Right. But the rest of the messages you would like to get as false only because you don't have any messages or the attachments in the email box for your Automation X email and all. Right. Fine. So I would like to just download emails. Um, okay, the attachments from the emails and all. So we would like to go with for each. So we would like to say that is basically you're trying to loop the attachment because we don't know how many attachments will be there inside our current main message dot attachments, right? So and also we would like to need download the attachment if you have the attachments. Otherwise, like there is no purpose of utilizing these things, right? I would like to say like if you have basically current email message dot attachments dot any, so which will either give you our outcome as a true or a false. So based on which we would like to say we would like to have the attachments downloaded for us. So if it is true, just download it. Or else like if it is false, like just keep it idle, right? So first of all, we are trying to loop the messages, and we are trying to see if the particular message is having attachments. And if it is basically true, we are trying to loop the attachments to be downloaded, right? So basically, we have something called save attachments, which will help me to get the emails downloaded. Okay, if I just go to the properties, we it was asking for the folder path, right? So where you want to go with saving your data. So what I will say, I would like to save the data on my desktop. So we have something called mail. So where I'll just delete some existing data. Okay. And come back here and say that, hey, I have something on the desktop and I want to just store the data there in this particular folder. So I'm just trying to copy the path and provide the same data here in the folder path basically. So this is the data where I want to store the data or store the attachments basically. Okay, fine. So let's see if we are able to get the attachments or not. 1 minute. Okay, fine. So let's jump to even automation. Let's try to see if we are able to download the attachments or not. So we have how many attachments here? Basically, we have only one attachment. So there is an image. So we would like to see if that is the image getting downloaded or not. So it has run. And we can see here in the mail folder, we have the attachment. So this is the attachment we have in terms of our particular email and all. Right. So if it has multiple attachments, it can still download multiple attachments from the same mail and all. Since I have only one email, so let's try to send some mail where we can just see or attach multiple attachments for the same and see it. So let's say I'm trying to send some mail. Uh, so test attachments. I so PFA regards. Okay then. Right. So I would like to attach more. Let's say 3 files I have. Let's say I'm trying to attach these 3 files. So let's see whether we have got the email or not. Still, I'm yet to receive the email. Yes. So we have three attachments, right? So let's see total from the run. So I would like to see whether we would like to get four images downloaded in total. It's not images. It can be of any document. It can be Excel file. It can be a PDF file. It can be of any file based. So I'm just trying to run the same existing bot we have. Okay, that's run for us and see if we are able to download all the four images. So we have downloaded the images, right? Fine, this is how we can just download. Maybe we have run maybe a couple of times, so that's the reason why it has downloaded a couple of times. But we have got our data. So this is how we can just download the data in terms of mail messages and all. Like we have something called save attachments, which will help us in getting the data. Or else I think we need to use current attachment. Okay, no. Fine. So this is how we can just download the emails and I'm like download email attachments and also this is how we can just send the mails and all. So now I would like to show something related to how we can send some emails and all. Right. So for sending some emails and all, we have something called
I have
uh,
about
yes, please.
yes, after downloading the files, we have to create a folder with the name of present day and month. How to do that one? Dynamically, we have to create a folder and save that files in that folder. How to do dynamically?
Yeah. So we can also do that by just going to the properties of the folder. Okay. So this is where I'm trying to download the files, right?
Yes.
I can just create a folder here. So let me just run the code once. So we have only one document. Okay, I think it's creating a subfolders for us basically. But we can also try to create it basically with the date or time. Okay, it should be the same. So we have done it for the same attachment basically. But let's try to delete all the files.
Okay.
Let's write down the file once again. It has created something. It's creating for 416 again. In that we have 2024 and we are getting the download attachment. It should not be the same. It should directly create a folder basically outside with the present date or time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So what wrong I'm doing here? Yeah, here also it's creating subfolders basically. It has created mail for in that it's creating 16, in that it's creating 29. So use maybe, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, we have got this thing. So it has created a mail folder with the date and time basically. So we have like 04/16/2024. Right? So if we just use a slash here, it will just create a folder inside the particular thing. But basically, like even if we go with datetime dot now, it's still it should be still going with the particular things. Maybe the date is having the slashes inside the particular thing, so which is uh, making what I can say, it creates the subfolders inside. So we might have a date in terms of 22 slash like 04 slash 16 slash 2024, right? So here now I was able to understand like why it was discreting. Yeah, we need to just provide the data here with the format which will help you to create the things. Okay, so even with the iPhone also we can create, which will not create any issues for now. So now it will create under the mail folder. It will create a date time folder, and in that particular folder we can have the data. Right. Since the data is having the slashes, it's trying to create the subfolders basically. Right now we can see under this mail folder we can have the date or time. Okay, under that we have the attachments. Okay.
Okay.
So here we have just utilized something like formatting a particular date or time things. So if we are not utilizing these things, what happens is it will try to just give you your outcome as basically your date something that's 04 16 2024, right? So here the slash is something again it is considered as like subfolder. So that's the reason why it's creating a new folder for us basically. So we have just formatted that saying that so we want our data printed something like this. So it's trying to create a new folder for us based on the format what we are trying to utilize. Fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Kiran Raj, for just providing that particular format. Sir, can I download attachments from a particular email in a specific date? Yes, we can do that. So for that, we just need to write some other thing like where your particular email has been received and all. So we can just utilize current email uh, dot message dot we can say received emails and all something. So we will have some function also. Sender and all from or to where we can get some dates and all, I think. So from uh, user, we have some function basically. I would like to provide the function. We'll provide you in the chat window later on. But we have the function like how we have got it from the senders list or something maybe. Sender sender. But so we would like to see now how we can send the emails. Let me just pen my messages. How we can filter the emails, like same thing, like we can go with let's say I want to receive the emails from only the particular subject called test. So we have like current mail message dot subject, okay, dot equals. So I want to say what is the subject you want to go with. So let's say that I have the email with the subject called test. Okay. I want to get only subject, and for that I want to get the message box of the I'm like I want to read the body basically. So we have some message box, and I want to read the body. We would like to say current mail message dot body. So let me just try to run. Let's see if we are able to get only one message getting printed, or as like multiple messages getting. Based on the subject, it should be printing only one message. So it has printed the message with subject called test. But for the rest of the things, it was not printing. Right? So we can filter the things based on the subject. So this is the function we would like to. We can also do that in terms of get email messages, and we have something called properties, and we have the filter expression also. So here also we can write the expressions. But there is some format we need to go with, but instead of doing that, we can also do it in this particular approach. Okay, right. So now I would like to send some emails. So for that, I would like to utilize SMTP protocol. Right. So I'm trying to send some mails. I would like to send some mail to this particular email ID. So to this particular email, so subject, basically I would like to say like test. Okay. And in the body, I would like to send some body in some other area which is dynamically being created. So create a HTML content. So first of all, I would like to create some body and pass this HTML content inside the body of the things. So I would like to open the editor. I would like to say hi. I can pass some variables inside the particular mails window. So how can I pass that? So map the values, add the values, single value. So let's say this is the first name. So I would like to create a variable called str first name. And I would like to say like company, let's say. So company. Okay. So I would like to add the company name. So control K company. I would like to add the last name also. Okay. So I'd like to add the str last name. Okay. So these are the values I want to dynamically pass inside my body, and let's see how we can do that. So we can also add the table, but for time being, I'm just adding some text data. So now I would like to map the data. First name is last name, and I'd like to just utilize a comma. Greetings of the day. Hope you are doing well, and as per your company, and I would like to add some company name here, company policies. Yes. It's mandatory to fill your application within next 10 days. By basically, I would like to say, I would like to add the date also, let's say. So I would like to add the date. So with the date, we can say like now dot add days. So I would like to add 10 days, right? So 10 dot push on date string. Okay. By basically this particular date. Okay. Thanks for the continuous support. The regards hyper automation underscore AI. Okay. So let's say that this is something you're trying to get this data first name and last name, company, and the date in the repetitive manner and all. And you're storing the data basically in some variable called str email data, email body. Right. So this is a data which we have created, and we have created the variables also, right? First name data is, let's say, I have something called Sai Kiran. Sai, it's a company, let's say Google. Okay. So the last name is basically Kiran, and these were the three details I basically. Date will be automatically created. It's like system data we are going with. So properties, I need to send the mails, right? I need to have the port and the server details. So what is the port number I have? We have 465. Let's see. Is it working with 465 or else 587? What is the smtp.gmail.com? Okay. And we need to provide the email password. Automation X by Kiran at gmail.com. So I'll just utilize the existing password here. I'll delete the app password, which will be not utilized going forward. Okay. So is the body HTML? Yes, we have created the HTML content. So we are marking it as this. So to whom we are trying to send, to Hyperautomation email we are trying to send. Okay. So can we attach some attachments? Yes, we can do the attachments attached. Okay. So for that, you just need to provide the input path. So where your file is been there and all. So let's say I have some file in the desktop. Let's say I have a attachment in this particular mail, right? So copy as path, and we can just also have the attachments done. Okay. So let me see if we are able to send the mail with the content. Let's save and write on the file. Right, it has sent the mail. So we can see, okay, I haven't passed the variable inside, right? So it has sent some empty mail. I need to pass the variable of this HTML content. So the body, I haven't attached the body. Where is the body data? Yeah. So this is the body, right? So I need to attach the body. Str email body. So send it again. Save all, try to run the file. So it has sent the mail. Let's see if it was able to receive the mail. Yes. So we have received the mails, two mails. So it was saying like, hi Kiran, greetings of the day. Hope you're doing well as per your company policies, Google. It is mandated to build your application in next 10 days. So our present date is 16 and that was being there for the next 10 days, 26th. Thanks for your continuous support. Regards Hyperautomation. So we have received only the last name, but the first name is missing. Maybe here in the variables it was not provided properly. Yes, we are missing some data here in the variables. So I would like to write it again, which will help me to have the data, right? So sometimes the values, default values gets removed. So that's the reason why it was not able to provide the first name, but we have got all of the data. So show me how to trigger a based emails in specific time. Yeah, we were, there is some function which I have forgot. Uh, uh, Maybe we'll search for how to filter emails in your path based on specific date. I think we have this function called in the headers, we have something called date basically. In the date, we can provide that, hey, from this particular date only, I want to receive the mails. We can just do that. So this is how we can utilize the function to receive the mails. Maybe I would like to see if we have that particular function. So we have get email messages, right? After that, we are trying to loop it in the for each. So in the for each, since we have functions called subject, similarly, we have current email dot headers. So in that we have something called date, and we can say like dot equals to particular data. So in this particular date only I want to go with. So this is the function basically like dot headers and date. Okay. And you can just provide the date, whatever the date you want to go with, like 2024 iPhone 15 iPhone 04. So based on the format, it will try to just filter our particular data, and you will try to receive only the mails from the specific data rather than all the mails. So sometimes you want to receive the emails from the last 7 days, or it's like from the last 10 days, or in the particular week itself. So then you can utilize this dot headers and date function. Yes, I was not able to recall this particular headers function, so that's the reason I was not able to say.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
When to use get IMAP mail messages and get POP3 mail messages? When we have to use to,
Basically, yeah.
in
So
today
IMAP,
example? Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Yes, yes. Both protocols are like you can utilize to receive the messages, but in terms of faster things and all, we will like to go with the IMAP. where you have like if you are utilizing lighter messaging protocols and all, you can go with POP3. But
Okay.
to get more authentication and all, like we have something called TTL, SSL and all. So if I just
Mm.
open the authentications we are trying to get, so here we have provided auto TTL, but we have some protocols here. So secure connection basically, right? So if it is TLS or SSL on connect, so there will be some protocols which we are not concentrating. We just kept it as auto. But some protocols will block to get the mails and all from the POP3. So mostly we'll go with IMAP or SMTP for sending or receiving. It's not POP3 because it's
Okay.
like a protocol.
Okay. Thank you. For Outlook also we use get IMAP only.
No, we would like to directly go with the Outlook activities itself. So since
Okay.
I was not having the Outlook installed in my system and all, so we have Outlook activities and we can utilize direct Outlook activities here.
Okay.
But but with the same Outlook, we can also get the IMAP or SMTP protocols for the Outlook also. So we have the
Okay.
details and we can authenticate from the same things.
Okay.
So since we have for this, we have the protocols like uh, imap.gmail.com, right? So for the Outlook, it might be different. imap.outlook.com or like @outlook.com, and your port numbers will be different. And based on that, we need to connect with the server. So can
Okay.
you show how to create like, HTML content once? Yes. So HTML content is basically the content which will help you to pass the data in the email body. So sometimes in the email body, it's not that every time your first name will be Sai and Kiran, right? So you might need to send the mails in a loop with some different XYZ details. So in that case, you need to first of all map the values basically. So for mapping, we need to create the keywords here. So we can add multiple keywords and the keyword should be passed with the value basically. Okay. So once we create that, we have some template. Let's say that this is the template I'm trying to utilize. Right. So I can pass or utilize this template to send the values. So let's say I would like to just wind up with a small example once again. Let's say I have uh, what I can say multiple assign to just assign my values, and I would like to just wind up the part. So here I would like to add some values for the STR company. So earlier I just provided as like Google, right? I would like to provide some other data. So I would like to select hyperautomation. So we have, let's say now STR first name. So I would like to add a value called Kishore. So we have last name, right? STR last name. So I would like to enter now. Okay. So the value is getting updated, right? So I'd like to add STR company and the company name is Hyperautomation. Okay. So these were the key values, right? I have the variables and that variables are passed inside this particular HTML content, basically, right? So when you're trying to create the HTML content, you can open the editor and you can just map the values. So how to map the values? First, create the values. Let's say that I'll create another value also. So I'm going to add a value called, let's say, uh, as like company let's say domain. Okay, I would like to add something called domain or location. Location. So I'd like to create a variable here, control K, str location. Okay. So here I want to add some company policies and location constraints. So what is the location here? So I'm trying to add the value here in terms of the location. Okay. So I need to have the location value earlier, right? So I would like to add the value here saying that I have a str location value and the location value is basically Hyderabad. Okay, fine. So this is how you're trying to just create some content which will be passed inside your particular body, right? Dynamically you're passing the values. So let's say that I would try to run the file and see if we are getting a mail in the particular format or not. Okay, so we have got a mail. So hi Kishore Ram. Yes. Uh, Greetings of the day. Hope you're doing well. As per your company hyperautomation policies and location Hyderabad. So this is my company and this is my location. This is my first name and this is my last name. And you need to fill your application within 10 days. So this is my date. So from today it's 10 days, like 26th is the next 10 days data. Right. So this is how you can create some content using the things. And hope I have answered your query, Pratiksha. Yes, thank you. No need of sir, please. You can call me Kiran, Morally, Pratiksha, or everyone inside the session. See, I'm also learning something, right? Somebody Kiran has posted in the format. So sometimes we'll also learn the new things. Yep. Thanks
Thank you.
everyone. I think we have passed our time too. Yep. Thanks for joining the session. Yes. Tomorrow we would like to meet with a new topic. Thanks for your support and all. Have a great day.
Yeah, I have one last question. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is not related to the email automation. So when, like in the real times, you're dealing with the triggers, right? So like event
Uh-huh.
trigger, email trigger, or that's what queue trigger and time trigger. So have
Mm-hmm.
you use API triggers as well? If
Mm-hmm.
yes, can
Yeah,
you have? Uh,
so we can just trigger our process in three ways. So earlier we used to have two triggers like time and as well as a queue triggers. If something you want to schedule your bot at morning 9 o'clock, you can utilize the time trigger. Or else like you have queue trigger something. Uh, let's say that you want to when there are some items loaded from a dispatcher into the queue, like with four items you want to trigger if minimum three or four items were there in the queue, you can trigger the bot and all. But recently,
yeah,
there's been also something called API trigger where you can trigger your particular process based on your API too. So let's say that I have an API for the particular process I've created. So you can have the API for the job and you can just trigger the particular job using the APIs too. So that is the purpose of utilizing the API trigger. We would like to show it going forward if there is an opportunity for us to showcase the particular capability.
yeah. Please, I'm really looking forward because I haven't seen anyone showing the API triggers till now. So
Yeah,
it
sure,
was.
sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, we would like to consider that particular thing also. Going forward, if we have the bandwidth, so definitely we'll showcase the particular capability.
Thank you.
So that's the recent add-on we have in the triggers earlier time as well as queue, but now we have that particular thing also.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask because I haven't seen anywhere that one part.
Yes, yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.